Oh yeah, when I'm down, don't know the words, but I don't care, 'cause I know the melody. You bring me joy. I fucked that all the way up. But I was just paying a sickening piece of homage to Mama D, because I'm just so happy they finally listened to me and brought you the fuck big. But before I get into your storyline, let me jump to your son real quick, because Scrappy, I like you, and you have gotten fine to me over the years, give or take the blonde fondue you got on the top of your head. But the way you doing this, girl, from what we can see, is fucked off. If something else is going on within that household, we need to see it, because all we can see is all we can see. And you throwing a whole motherfucking party to say, good riddance, bitch, I don't miss you. What I will say is, though, is that it's clear to me, if nobody else, that they are using Scrappy and this Gunplay to basically segue us from Atlanta to Miami. There have been talks about a Love and Hip Hop Miami coming, but this is kind of, putting the lid on the pot and saying, it's cooking. I don't know what's going on in that household, but it really doesn't play out well for you, Scrappy, because it just seemed like you being an asshole at this point, because we don't know what this woman did to you. And she's spilling her guts to Tammy saying, this nigga selfish, he doing this, he doing that. Honestly and truly, bitch, you knew this shit coming in. And while we on Scrappy, Bobby V, you have got to be the most overlooked motherfucker on the planet. You have been on damn near every season of Love and Hip Hop and have yet to get a peach. Okay? You ain't even got no fucking confessional. Even Dawn got a confessional. Charlene got a confessional. Hell, Ernest got a confessional. I mean, come through. You ain't got nothing. But whatever. I guess you don't live up to the standard. Whew. Mama D. Girl, I love you. And you know I love you. I gave you a sickening piece of homage at the beginning of our conversation. But if you know you're going to be filming, logic would tell you, if I'm going to wear something more than once, let me not make it a statement piece so people can tell that I wore it more than once. Or let me just not wear the same thing more than once. I don't know if they shot this shit in the same day, but that sweater that she wore in that scene where Scrappy told her that he was going to Miami was the same sweater that she wore when she was trying on clothes and asked Scrappy to roll through. Baby, you had it hanging off the same shoulder. And you had the same hairdo. Mama D. I would have preferred the fucking ringmaster look that you wore in the confessional. Come through. But as far as your storyline go, I agree with you wholeheartedly. When the shit get rough and the going get motherfucking tough, you don't pack your shit and run over to your mama house. And mama, why the fuck you moving all the way from West Palm Beach to raggedy ass Atlanta? Now maybe she walked through the back to make it look more trashy than it actually was. But even still, bitch, your backyard don't need to be looking like that. Bitch, you 174. Why do you got that much shit in your backyard anyway? And if he'd asked to help you, why ain't he raking all the motherfucking leaves that's piling up and making a whole motherfucking river through your backyard? Bitch, he just over there kicking his legs up with that goddamn space heater over there keeping him warm through the winter months. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Ernest, you need to get your old ass out of your mama house and go back to your wife. And mama, Tootsie roll your ass back to West Palm Beach, boo-boo. Because you ain't serving no purpose here in ATL. Bitch. And I don't like to disrespect my elders, but I can clearly tell that your motive for coming to Atlanta had nothing to do with your son. You trying to break up a happy home because you don't like Mama D. You need somebody to come through your life and put your panties to the side and let them slide through. And that was a sickening piece of homage to Miss Funky Don't Even Ross. Tammy and Waka Flocka. Okay, Tammy, I agreed with you wholeheartedly at the beginning of your confessional when you was like, no, the hell he not taking me to the movies. Bitch, when it's my turn to pay for the day, that's where I take him. And I make sure he eat beforehand. That's a cheap thrill, bitch. Like, no ma'am. But he did turn it around. And he pulled through with the entire slideshow and renting out the entire theater. And he ended the slideshow with the passwords. I had to clench my damn purse because it was tugging at my heartstrings. And yes, God, that's what you need to be doing. That's exactly what you need to be doing, Waka Flocka. Now, should you be in the house yet? Don't know. But that was a step in the right direction. Now, Tammy, boo-boo, I would have had Charlene or my mama or somebody watch Charlie. Because Sister Girl would have Tootsie rolled her ass right on over to Europe. Not only to keep an eye on my man, because yes, I am still concerned. But mama need a vacation. Treasure, I'm going to get on your ass. But take note from Tammy. That is how you operate as a friend. You don't run around telling people business. She went to Scrappy and was like, I don't like this shit. This ain't right. My girl ain't here and she a damn good woman. How the fuck you gonna have a party celebrating her absence from your life? He got the backpedaling and pussy popping and explaining, you better say something. I fucks with Tammy the long way because she's a good woman and she has people's back. She real as fuck. Rashida and Kirk really didn't have nothing going on. But Miss Charlene, bitch. And now, grant you, Mama D pulled it the last time she went to Prest. That conversation was very entertaining and I felt like it was necessary to tie into how they ended this episode. Ciao. Why, first of all, why Scrappy asked his mama to host his bachelor party? It's beyond me. But he did. And baby mama D pulled some tricks on her motherfucking ass and brought Charlene on that stage, and she felt that that was the proper platform to address Kirk, who was not even in attendance. Okay? He wasn't even there, girl. You straight up embarrassed your daughter. For her to be like, oh, bitch, grab her clutch and pop lock and drop it out the door. Clearly, you embarrassed her. Charlene. But what I will say is, she clearly gets that we are all living for the fact that she ran over one of his bikes. Because she paid a sickening piece of homage to herself in her confessional. Go in, Charlene. Stevie J and Joseline. From the preview from next week's episode, we can clearly see that Joseline is going right back to her old ways. She just didn't want to transmit no negative energy down to her baby while she was still impregnated with her. However, that is over, and the real Joseline is back. As far as Stevie, I can clearly see at this point that he is adamant about his storyline circulating around family. That's all he want to talk about. He will jump into other people's scenes here and there and talk about music. The Pandemonium Goddess. This is the exact formula for how we met Joseline. The exact formula. You introduced us to the Puerto Rican princess who you swore mountain high and valley low that this was just a business relationship. And here we are, 5 seasons later, and the bitch done had your baby. After y'all done claimed y'all was married. From your show, trickling all the way down to what you got going on now, sans the Pandemonium Goddess, you've been on a hell of a path to rebranding your name and your image. And here you go with the same shit. They better be paying you a gazoo for you to be making another fool of yourself. Because at this point, Stevie, bruh, you need to get this shit together. And it don't need to be by way of this pandemonium goddess. She already feeling her. I mean, where is that princess? I mean, look. Girl, what you got that half of Miami and Atlanta don't already have? Treasure. Let me go ahead and get your bum ass out the way so I can stop talking about you. Every time I talk about you, I tell you all the same thing. That is not how Houston bitches move. I don't understand why the fuck you on your knees. And furthermore, while you on your knees, begging the same man that you told he get around. The same man who business you sprayed all over town. The same man who you Tootsie rolled out on and said, bitch, I don't need you in so many words. And now you back at somebody else's event, cascading across the floor on your damn knees. Don't claim Houston. Claim the street you grew up on. Claim your ancestral background. But bitch, do not claim Houston, Texas, because you are no representation of such. The only reason why I even told her was because I was mad that Tommy threw grapes at me. You're a fruit case. She was accurate. Like-minded individuals need to blend together. Gunplay. Gunplay is cute to me. And bitch, it just might be the thug appeal. Because in his confessionals, he cute. But in his scenes, he jacked up. So I don't know if it's the lighting, the makeup, the grooming, or just his personality in the confessionals. Because when he did the play from the Himalaya, bitch, I was ready. Yeah, so it's just exciting to see what his storyline is going to bring. But I know where it's going. And it's going straight back to Miami. That was pretty much all this episode gave. Rashid and Kirk didn't really have much going on. Tommy wasn't really on this episode much. Mimi wasn't on this episode much. Aaron, Melissa wasn't on this episode much. We pretty much done with Rod, Jasmine, and Kiana until we're ready to approach the situation. So, and there's that. I meant what I said when I was not doing a fucking review on Joseline's baby special. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. Girl, boom. But yeah, that was all this episode gave. And we'll meet back here, same place, same time.